Hawaii isn't usually the first state that comes up when people talk about forming an LLC. Most founders jump straight to Wyoming, Delaware, or maybe Texas. But Hawaii? It feels different. It's geographically isolated. It has its own business environment. And that makes people wonder, is it complicated? Here's the surprising part. It only costs $50 to form an LLC in Hawaii. Yes, 50. So today let's walk through how to start an LLC in Hawaii in 2026, how it works, what makes it different, and whether forming there actually makes sense for you. Hey, I'm Bobby Casey, founder of Business Anywhere. I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs, from US-based founders to digital nomads and non-US residents, form LLCs remotely without dealing with state confusion or compliance headaches. And Hawaii is one of those states that sounds complicated, but really isn't, once you understand the flow. All right, before we get into the Hawaii specifics, let's zoom out. An LLC, limited liability company, is designed to create separation between you and your business. If your company faces lawsuits, debt, or contractual disputes, your personal assets are generally protected. That legal separation is the entire point. And from a tax standpoint, LLCs are flexible. A single-member LLC is taxed like a sole proprietorship by default. A multi-member LLC is taxed like a partnership. And if your profits grow, you can elect S-Corp taxation later. So you get protection without corporate complexity. Now let's shift to Hawaii. The filing fee to form an LLC in Hawaii is $50. That's paid to the Hawaii Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs when you file your articles of organization online. That's actually one of the lower filing fees in the country. But here's what makes Hawaii feel different. Because it's geographically isolated, many founders assume it's harder to manage remotely. The reality is, Hawaii allows online filings, digital records, and remote compliance just like most other states. So forming there isn't about physical location. It's about whether it makes strategic sense for your business. All right, so how do you form your Hawaii LLC? It starts with your name. Your LLC name must be distinguishable from other registered businesses in Hawaii, and it must include limited liability company, LLC, or LLC at the end. So it can't just be Island Ventures. It needs to be Island Ventures LLC. Before committing to a name, search the Hawaii Business Registration Database to confirm availability. If you're not ready to file yet, you can reserve the name for a limited time for a small fee. Once your name is secured, let's talk about your registered agent. Every Hawaii LLC must have a registered agent with a physical street address in Hawaii. No P.O. boxes. This person or company receives legal documents and official notices on behalf of your business. If you live in Hawaii, you can act as your own registered agent, but your address becomes public record and you must be available during regular business hours. That's why many founders choose a professional registered agent service, especially if privacy and reliability matter to you. Now, moving forward to the official formation, you'll file articles of organization with the Hawaii Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. The filing fee is $50. In that filing, you'll provide your LLC name, registered agent information, principal office address, and management structure. Whether your LLC is member-managed or manager-managed, once approved, your LLC is officially active. Now, here's something Hawaii doesn't require you to file with the state, but you absolutely should create: an operating agreement. This document outlines ownership percentages, voting rights, profit distribution, and what happens if a member leaves. Even for a single-member LLC, having an operating agreement strengthens your liability protection and makes your business look far more legitimate to banks and partners. Next up, your EIN. Your employer identification number comes from the IRS, and it's completely free. Think of it as your business's tax ID. You'll need it to open a U.S. business bank account, hire employees, and file federal taxes. If you're a U.S. resident with an SSN, you can apply online and receive it quickly. If you're a non-U.S. founder, the process takes a little longer but is still manageable. Now let's talk about ongoing compliance. Hawaii requires LLCs to file an annual report. There is a filing fee associated with that annual report, and it must be submitted each year to keep your business in good standing. Missing it can lead to penalties or administrative dissolution. So even though the initial filing fee is low, you still need to stay organized with your annual reporting. Depending on your business activity, you may also need additional licenses or tax registrations. Hawaii has a general excise tax instead of a traditional sales tax. So if you're selling goods or services within Hawaii, you may need to register for that. Finally, Once your LLC is approved and you've received your EIN, open a dedicated business bank account. Do not mix personal and business funds. That's one of the fastest ways to weaken your liability protection. Banks typically request your articles of organization, EIN confirmation letter, operating agreement, and valid identification. If you're operating remotely, you'll also need a legitimate U.S. business address. So let's recap the roadmap. To start an LLC in Hawaii, choose a unique name and confirm availability. Appoint a registered agent with a Hawaii street address. File your articles of organization and pay the $50 state fee. Create an operating agreement. Obtain your EIN, register for any required taxes or licenses, and file your annual report each year to stay compliant. Hawaii may feel different because of location, but the process itself is straightforward. Low filing fee, standard compliance, clear structure. You can absolutely handle it yourself. But if you'd rather skip the paperwork and compliance tracking, we can help. At Business Anywhere, we'll form your Hawaii LLC for free. You just pay the $50 state fee, and we include your first year of registered agent service at no extra cost. We'll also help with your EIN and send annual report reminders so nothing slips through the cracks. So, are you considering Hawaii because you live there, or are you exploring it for strategic reasons? Drop a comment and tell me what you're building, and I'll see you in the next one.